Hi, students. I welcome all of you once again to the revision session of lesson number 6, the substances in the daily uses. So let's recall once again whatever we have learnt in this chapter so far, and at the same time students, please watch this video till the end, because at the end of this video we are going to discuss the semester paper pattern which is going to be there for your examination. Okay, so please do not miss this video. Please watch till the end, so that we are going to discuss the type of the questions which are going to be there for your semester examination. So I hope so that you will watch this video till the end. So students, let's recall once again so far we have learnt in this chapter. So if you remember, in this chapter we have learned that there are many type of the man-made and the natural threads which we get from the nature. So man-made thread which we get from the nature, we call it as what? Synthetic thread. So these are the example of the synthetic thread which we have obtained by the man-made activities. So these are the examples of the man-made thread or synthetic thread. So what are the examples of the synthetic thread? So as you can see that over here, nylon, Dacron, Terylene, Terene, polyester, rayon, these are the example of what? Synthetic thread. And at the same time students, if you remember that, we have again learned that how exactly the nylon and how exactly the rayon is obtained. So if you remember, the nylon was first invented in the New York country and as well as in the London country. So from the name of the New York and the London, the initial of the two later they are in together, and then it is called as what? Nylon. And why we call it as a rayon? Because the thing is that this rayon fiber, it shines bright like a sun's rays. That's why we call it as what? Rayon. Okay, so students, at the same time, like we have obtained the nylon and the rayon, etc., we have again obtained, if you remember, the Dacron, Terylene and Terene. These are also the thread which we have obtained from the man-made activities. So how we have obtained? So there are various kind of the hydrocarbon which are obtained from the mineral oil which are used to make the polymer chain. So now what do you mean by hydrocarbon? Hydrocarbon and I guess polymer chain, these are the two words which are new for you, right? So let's see the meaning of the hydrocarbon and the polymer chain. Hydrocarbon, hydro means hydrogen and carbon, the compound which contains hydrogen and carbon, they are called as what? Hydrocarbon. So these hydrocarbon, whatever substances which we obtain from the mineral oil, we call them as what? Hydrocarbon. Now what do you mean by polymer chain? Poly means what? Many. Poly means what? Many. So whatever chain which are obtained from the small thing, like small chain, when we combine together we get a long thread, it is called as what? Polymer chain. Is that clear? So hydrocarbon and polymer chain, they are used to make the Dacron, Terylene and Terene, etc. So students, a solution of any polymer, it is pressed through a strainer with the hole. So we have seen that in the case of the cotton fiber, etc., we have used the strainer. So for removing the certain kind of the substances, we are using the solution. And then once the threads are obtained, after cooling, and long unbroken threads are obtained once we have cooled down that solution. So whatever solution we are getting, we have to cool it down. So once the solution is completely cooled, we will get the unbroken and long thread. And these threads, then they are twisted to make a yarn. Yarn means what? A bundle of the thread. Okay, so here you can see that again a different type of the chemical are also used to make the threads of the different property. Like for example, if you want to give the color to the thread, if you want to impart any kind of the strength or ability, for which purpose you are going to use that thread. So depending upon its uses, we are going to use the different type of the chemical. And that's how the name variously as Dacron, Terylene and Terene, it depends upon the type of the chemical which we are using in that thread solution. So these are the different type of the thread which we are obtaining for the different type of the application. For raincoat, for jacket, for sweatshirt, for a curtain, etc. Okay, so there are many type of the various application of this synthetic fiber. But let me tell you that student, there are many of the advantages there, and again there are certain disadvantages also. So let's first of all talk about what are the advantages of this synthetic fiber. So there are many advantages of the synthetic fiber. So out of many advantages, these are the few advantages of the synthetic fiber. So advantage number 1. So what you can see that over here, these synthetic fiber, they can be manufactured on the mass scale. What do you mean by mass scale? we can obtain these synthetic fiber on the larger scale. That means what? As you know that cotton and then silk and wool, they are obtained from the plant and the animal. So to obtain the wool, to obtain the cotton, we have to kill the animals, we have to kill the plant. So for the to fulfill the demand of the increasing population, we have to increase the production of the thread as well. So that's why to decrease the killing of the animal and to decrease the killing of the plant, we are using the synthetic fiber, and it is very easier to obtain on the larger scale. So this is the one of the advantage. Second advantage that they are costless. That means what? They are cheap. It can be easily available at the lower rate. They are strong and durable. They cannot break down very easily, and they are lifelong. Okay, and at the same time they can use be for longer time, and mostly they are water repellent. They are water repellent, and hence they do not get wet easily, and that's the reason we use a raincoat and umbrella. So the material which we use for the raincoat and the umbrella, it is a type of the synthetic fiber, and that's how we get protection from the rain, right? So here you can see that these are the synthetic fiber which are lighter in weight and they are comfortable to wear, and as they have shine, they enhance the appearance of the wearer also. And again you can see that the cloth made from this thread are wrinkle free and scratch free. Mostly the cotton cloth which we use, we have to iron it continuously before using, but this synthetic fiber, they are wrinkle free, so no need to iron them. So they are scratch free and they are wrinkle free, and again they have a shine, so it brings a better get up on the person who wears that. So this is the advantages of the synthetic fiber. Again there are certain disadvantages as well, so what we call it as shortcoming. So what is the shortcoming of the synthetic fiber? So as I told you that this synthetic fiber, they are water repellent, means they do not absorb the water. So that's why suppose if we use this synthetic fiber, then these synthetic fiber do not absorb the sweat from the skin. Okay, so that's the reason if this synthetic fiber do not absorb the sweat from our skin, then there are the chances that we might get the itching skin, we might get the disease of the skin as well. Okay, so that's why student, you must have seen that we always hear that during summer season it is always better to wear the cotton cloth. Why it is always better to wear the cotton cloth during the summer season? Because the reason is that the cotton cloth absorb a lot of sweat and they do not cause any type of the skin infection. And at the same time this synthetic cloth, they are uncomfortable to use during the summer season, because as they do not absorb the sweat, you will get more sweating because of the synthetic fiber. So it is better that we use the cotton cloth during the summer season. And again the most importantly, this synthetic fiber, they catches fire very easily, and if they catch the fire easily, this synthetic fiber, they stick to the skin and they cause a serious injury. And these fiber do not decompose by the microorganism, and this is the one of the reason even this synthetic fiber might lead to the pollution as well. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of the synthetic fiber. See student, whatever we invent now, it has certain advantages, it has certain disadvantages. We have to look after the advantages thing over the disadvantage. But yeah, to reduce the pollution, we can recycle the cloth as much as we can. So recycling can avoid the pollution. So this is what we can do to avoid the pollution and to avoid the any type of the skin injury and etc. So whenever you are near to the fire etc., so avoid wearing the synthetic fiber. It will be always better if you use a cotton cloth while cooking or while handling any type of the fire stuff, because if the synthetic fibers stick to our skin, then they might cause a serious injury. Okay, so this is the disadvantages. So students, let's recall once again whatever so far we have learnt in this chapter. So as you know that in this chapter we have learned that there are many of the substances which we use from morning till the night on the daily basis. So the substances we have classified basically into two parts. One is the natural substances and one is the man-made substances. What do you mean by natural substances? Whatever material we get from the nature, we call it as what? Natural substances. And whatever material we use because of the human activity, and those substances which are produced by the humans, we call it as what? Man-made substances. These natural substances, again they are of two types. One is a biotic substance and one is the abiotic substance. What do you mean by biotic substance? The material which are obtained from the living thing. Like from the plant and the animal, whatever thing we obtain, it is called as what? Biotic material. And what do you mean by abiotic? A material whatever we obtain from the non-living thing like soil and the water, etc. So they come under what? Abiotic category. And again, as you know that rubber, paper, synthetic fiber, they are important man-made material. So the rubber, paper, synthetic fiber, they are produced by us. They are not present ready-made in the nature. Okay. And again, we have seen that how exactly the paper has been produced by the various mode. From the coniferous plant, from the pine plant, we have obtained the wood, we have made the pulp of the wood, and then we soak into the different kind of the chemical, and that pulp we pressed, and when it is dried, finally we got the paper. So let me tell you that, student, over here, always remember that save trees to save the nature, save paper to save the trees. Okay, and use the paper properly and economically, make full use of it, and recycle the used paper. So in that way we can save the trees in the larger quantity. Although there are some disadvantages in using the synthetic fiber, they can be useful if they are used in the proper way. They reduce the load on the use of the natural resources. So this is one of the use of the synthetic fiber. Okay, so hope so, student, you might have understood whatever we have learnt in this chapter so far. So let's begin with our paper pattern discussion. So don't worry, students, it is completely going to be objective type of paper. We are going to provide you the options, and from the options only everything you have to click on the right option. Okay, so like you have already given the unit test exam, so like unit test, this paper is also be going to be there, and your science paper, it is going to be for 40 marks, 40. So for 40 marks there are total 5 chapter. As you all know that, what are the chapter? Lesson number 2, lesson number 3, lesson number 4, lesson number 6, and lesson number 8. These are the 5 lessons which are going to be there for your semester exam pattern. So what kind of questions we are going to ask you in the semester exam? So let's see that here one by one. So we are going to ask you the filling the blanks. Even for the filling the blanks, we are going to provide you the option. So out of the 3 or 4 option, you have to click on the right option. Okay, and there will be choose true or false. Even A option will be true and B option will be false. So if you feel that the statement is right, then you have to click on the true. If you feel that the given statement is wrong, then you will select the false option. Okay, then there is going to be odd man out. So there will be 4 odd man out. So you have to click on the right odd man out, whatever you feel right. Okay, then there is going to be name the following. That is the answer in one word. Even that answer in word, we will give you the option. You have to just click on the right option. Okay, and again we are going to provide you the 2 diagram in the exam. So you have to observe the diagram very carefully, and depending upon the diagram you have to answer the following questions, and even for those questions there will be options. So out of the 3 options you will have to select the correct option. So even the diagrams are going to be there, so please watch the diagram carefully, do all the definition, answer in one sentence, everything. Okay, and again there is going to be match the following question, answer in one sentence, give reason, and answer in brief as well. So give reason and answer in brief you will be doing from the notes which we have already provided you. Is that clear? So even for the give reason and even for the answer in brief and answer in one sentence, there will be option A and option B. So you have to identify the correct option and you have to click on that. So even give reason and brief answer, you don't have to type anything. We will give you the option which one is right. So whatever option you feel right, you have to click on the right option. Is that clear? So let's see what kind of questions are going to be there for your examination. So name the following is going to be there. So for example, suppose if I ask you, name the fiber which is present in the paper. Name the fiber which is present in the paper. So you will get the 3 options like this: silk fiber, cotton fiber, and cellulose fiber. So student, what you feel, which fiber will be present in the paper? Silk fiber, cotton fiber, or cellulose fiber? In plant, which fiber is present? Cellulose fiber is present, right? So which option is right among the 3? So cellulose fiber is the right option. So if you feel that among A, B, C, the C option is right, then you will click on the C option. Okay? Then suppose if I ask you, match the following like this: Watch this match the following very carefully. For the match the following, there will be group A and group B. Group B options, they are going to be common for all the things, but group A will vary. So here I have provided you the emergency contact number of police, ambulance, fire brigade and the disaster management. So there are the four options. Option A 101, option B 108, option C 100, option D 102. So out of the four, you have to select the right option. So what is the emergency contact number of police? 100. So you will click on the C option. What is the emergency contact number of ambulance? You will click on the D option, 102. What is the emergency contact number of fire brigade? It is 101. You will click on the A option. What is the emergency contact number of disaster management cell? It is 108. That is, you will click on the D option. Okay, so here you can see that the B column, it is going to be same for everything, only column A will differ. So whatever answer you feel right, you have to click on the right option like this. Is that clear? So I hope so I am clear with the match the following pattern. Then you will be asking the answer in one sentence. Even for answer in one sentence will be provided the three option like this. The same type of the three option will be provided for the brief answer and give reason also. So whatever answer you feel right, you have to click on the right option. So suppose if I ask you what is a hinge joint? What is a hinge joint? So option A is like this: a bone which moves in 180-degree angle only in one direction, it is called as a hinge joint. Option B, a bone which moves in 360-degree angle only in one direction, it is called as a hinge joint. Option C, a bone which moves in 180 angle only in all direction. The bone which moves in all direction, it is called as a hinge joint. So student, what I told you that regarding the hinge joint moves in 180 degree. So there are two options which are related to the 180 degree. See, there is only option A says it moves in only one direction. Option C is that it moves in all direction. Okay, so I told you that hinge joint only moves in only one direction, not in all direction. Okay, so out of option A and option C, which will be the right option? Option A. Is that clear? So if you feel that option A is right, then you will have to click on the A option. Is that clear? So I hope so students, I am clear with the paper pattern as well over here. So I hope so that you will do good in the semester exam, and I want that everybody will score out of marks in the semester exam. Okay, so wish you a very all the best for your semester exam. Do well. Bye bye, take care.